I'm Dylan Hughes. This is my esteemed colleague, Carlos, aka BF Mayhem on Instagram.
Brown Ranger.
We're going to go over all the things that we did in 2023. Each event is going to be 30 seconds. We're going to chat about it. We got almost 20 things we got to chat about, so let's get to it. First things first, preseason testing before Long Beach last year. A little bit of a shit show.
Tested both the car and our ability to and will to live. Really?
Yeah.
Suicide watch.
It wasn't that good, but we got some stuff figured out. 2 JZs nice and healthy throughout the season, and it was kind of gnarly, but we got her handled. Also, so moving on, number 2. So we did the Mint 400 demo with the turbo diesel wagon. That was a big shakedown for that car because right after that event, we basically sent that thing on a boat to Japan. So it was really cool to go out there, show off some black smoke for the truck bros out there. Everybody was loving it.
Yeah.
And we bopped that thing off the wall one time because there's a little wet patch.
Yeah, dog.
But, you know, stuff happens. That's how she goes, brother. Moving on. We have round 1, FD Long Beach. After our testing, we ended up stealing the engine out of the 2JZ NASCAR. We put my VVTi head on that GTE bottom end, and we didn't really trust the whole package. So we had really low power, had a really low nitrous strategy on that one, and basically Dean Carney in the top 32 got the best of us. I bopped the wall on Bill's wall, and our bumper bars were too far out on the bumper, so there was no give whatsoever. So basically, I transitioned, bumped the wall, it made me understeer, and that was enough to give the win away. So pretty trash start to the season, not gonna lie to you, but some cool stuff happened later on, but we'll get there. So that was round 1, kind of sucked, but whatever. We use Royal Purple Snow to See here in the shop to keep our snowmobile 100% when it's out there.
Snowmobile video. I'll take this one.
There you go, get it.
Went to Mammoth with the snowmobile. Never seen a snowmobile before. Neither has anyone that I'm related to or have known, but we got one and we wrapped the purple and we went to Mammoth.
So did
Atlanta.
some snowmobile activities. Number 5 on our list is FD Atlanta. That is probably my favorite track of the year. That is such an epic place to be. I always say it, like Coliseum vibes. You're like a gladiator down there on the field. 100+ mile-an-hour entry. That event kind of sucked too. Did it?
No. We top 8. Top 8. We got knocked out by my old boss Odie Bakchis. But it's okay. We came out swinging for sure. It was a good run, and he had a fast car that day, so I'm not too smoked about it. But
outside zone 1, but he is living so deep in an outside zone 2 by both of them. Very minimal mistakes. Oh, look at that. Odie falls back just a little bit. Here we go.
Atlanta's my favorite round because it has the best outhouse in the hot pits. You could really take a nice, peaceful doo-doo out there, and you know I like my doo-doos. All right.
Yeah, Atlanta was good. I always love that one. Moving right along, number 6, we have FD Orlando. I believe we got fourth place at that event. We ended up running a couple different dudes, but the most memorable one for me was Osbo in the semis. That was pretty epic. We had some really good laps with him.
Frederick Osbo exceeding the line of the track, now going into the first inside clip, into the second inside clip, now going to the second outside zone. There goes Frederick Osbo, dialing it in. Really good angle for Frederick Osbo.
We won that event in 2022, so for whatever reason, I seemed to connect pretty well with that track. And with this year, they did a couple changes, made the infield more of an S rather than just a B line to the lower bank. And I really was liking the way it was flowing, and I had some really good tandem chase laps, and I was feeling pretty locked in on that event. I wanted a podium bad, but it was not in the cards, so that event was pretty sick. Moving on, number 7, FD Jersey. Take it away.
Jersey, one of my favorite rounds as well. I mean, all 8 of them are my favorite round. But super cool track. We love it. We love the Knapp family. We were doing good, and then what was it? Trent in top 32. And then those bash bars we talked about in Long Beach came back to bite us. Hit the bash bar right before the finish line against João Barrion.
Dylan Hughes maybe tempering it back, and oh boy, loses the camera, almost goes into the wall.
Straightened us out a little bit, and that was enough to give him the win.
And I thought it was a little bit crazy. Like, I think that mistake did not justify a 0, but the judges thought that was enough to completely zero my run whatsoever. So I don't know what the heck happened. I went just a tiny bit deep in the smoke behind him. Yet again, that bash bar is super close to the bumper, bopped it off the wall, and they literally just zeroed me. They don't call the car, it doesn't matter the angle of the car, if your front wheels go straight, that's a 0. Zero.
Remember that. We'll get back to that.
Remember that.
Number 7.5, Hot Pit Auto Fest. We went one round to test out the E36 before we went to Michigan.
Yeah. So we put a new motor in the E36. did a ACT clutch, we did a dog box 4-speed, we did a quick change, new drive shaft, all sorts of stuff to this thing. So basically the entire drivetrain was new in that thing, and we wanted to go test it before we sent it out to Gridlife. So we showed up to Jeff Jones and RJ Contreras event called Hot Pit Auto Fest. We showed up, did some practice, did a qualifying run, got like a 96-point run. I think we qualified first, and that was literally just a shakedown for us, so we didn't even show up the next day to compete because we had to put the car in the trailer that next morning and leave. So sort of just showed up, qualified first, and then left, which was pretty sick. So 36 shreds now and is like way leveled up on the race car status. So stoked.
And it was put on a trailer to go to Gridlife, Michigan, which is the next event we went to, which is super awesome. It was kind of bittersweet because we weren't pitted under or with the usual bros that we were used to, but we were on our own, which is kind of cool too. We set up for Permatex and activated like that, and it was a good event. I mean, Keenan and Dylan had a shredding session.
Yeah, Gingerman Raceway was pretty epic, and they changed the way that they were doing their hot lap sessions because what's so cool about the Gingerman Gridlife setup is that you can basically just bomb the whole track. But I think what happened at that event is there were so many people on the track, it was really hard to get clear racetrack in front of you, and there's a lot of different skill levels of drivers. So, 116, 118, 120 mile an hour entries on our end, coming in hot, just driving like a complete maniac. Which is what you're supposed to do, right? You're on the racetrack, and we were kind of dodging traffic, and it got real sketchy. So Tandem was definitely not the best at that track this year. But then they changed the setup for Saturday's event, and then we ended up getting some really sick laps. So okay, right.
Number 9, O'Reilly headquarters.
Yeah, so O'Reilly headquarters, we went by there. We had the car on display. They were cool enough to bring out like a couple taco trucks, and then during lunchtime, all their employees would come down, check out the car, eat some tacos. We all hung out, signed some posters and everything. Everybody was super stoked. And then somehow I got the head nod or the go-ahead to go rip just one tiny little skid coming into their parking lot with the O'Reilly sign in the background. And that was a video that did super well online for us, and just FD car like sort of on an enclosed street, which was really epic.
That was a good time. It's cool.
Good times. Epic St. Louis.
Louis.
By far most hated event of the year.
It is what it is, But it was good. There was rain. There was a Kenan tantrum in there. Even he was not having it. We were like packing up. He wanted to leave right away. He's like, "We're not on vacation."
So
it was good.
We ran the event. It rained, of course. Then it was miserably hot. Then it rained again. Then it was more miserably hot. And then we ended up running against Denofa. I gave him a decent lead. I kind of overrode on him on outside zone 3. He mowed into me, of course, Mustang things. And then on our chase run, I basically had nothing to lose, so I ended up giving him a couple bumps myself. Honestly, hindsight, I probably should have just rammed into him exactly where he hit me.
There was like a puddle.
He did check up a little bit.
Right.
But there was that wet spot right at the end of the wall, and as soon as I hit the wet spot, it goes to the lock stops, and he mowed into me. They blamed that on me. So, definitely have something to learn on that. I probably just should have rammed him on my chase, and we probably could have got it one more time, but...
One more time,
you live and you learn.
Is what it is.
So yeah, that event's whatever. FDC app. That's probably definitely my favorite or close second favorite event of the year. I'm from the Pacific Northwest. I grew up 45 minutes away from that track at Evergreen Speedway in Monroe. So we have a lot of family and friends that come out, huge support group out there, and we got a little bit of redemption on last year. There was some kind of crazy controversy that happened, and then to be able to back it up was pretty epic. So we ended up going against Denofa in the finals. I broke my left middle finger 10 days before the event, so I was driving with a little plate stuffed down in my glove with my middle finger up the whole time, which was pretty hilarious, and we took it all the way to the finals. So Denofa got the best of us in the finals. We ended up second place overall in the event, and that was our only podium of the year, so that event was absolutely wicked. We stayed around after the event and hung out on the river with a couple of my buddies, did some jet boat things, and just hung out and had an absolute blast.
First time on a jet ski. Did it?
First time on a jet ski, cool. First time on... It's been a good year for this dude.
A lot of first times. FD Utah.
Yeah, FD Utah. Take it away.
All right, so Utah, it's a unique round just because we get to go back home and then drive out like 8 hours to get there. Super cool track, beautiful mountain scenery. We were Permatex livery, feeling dials. We had everything going the way we wanted to. We were chasing a couple of little things where the front end was kind of washing out on us, and we thought we had gotten that sorted, but I think the grip levels of the cars were just exceeding what the front end of the cars could handle at the time. We'll have something figured out for it this year, but went up against Diego Higa. beat him.
I think we did Trent first.
No. That was top 32, man.
Was it 32?
Yeah, it was top 32. We beat him. Or no, we got one more time, and we were just like, whoa, dude, that was like, he beat us.
Yeah.
But we got it one more time, and we're like, hey, dude, whatever happens from here, like, we're stoked. So we went again, and we beat him.
So they gave us the win.
They gave us a win.
And then we're sitting back in the hot pits like, okay, sweet, we won, we got lucky, whatever. And then they call us up on the radio, and they're just like, oh, hey, by the way, they protested it, and we overturned it. So we were like, oh, looks like we don't win. So yet again, that understeer situation, like what happened against Zhao in New Jersey, bit us again. Same thing. Car still had plenty of angle in it, smoke coming off the back tires. Front tires went straight for 1 millisecond, zeroed the run yet again, which is pretty wild in my opinion, but we're not even going to go there.
Yeah, they didn't do the initial D four-wheel drift, but we know whatever. We're not going to go there. All in all, decent event is what it is. 24 Hours of Lemons is the next one.
Yeah.
Took the Mini Cooper out there with we put a K-Series in it.
Yeah. K24, RBB4. We pretty much swung that engine in there, had a bunch of Link ECU stuff on it, trying to get that thing to run proper. Some crazy issues with the shift linkage. We sent one of our Permatex guys out there in the thing. He made it a half hour, money shifted it, exploded the clutch into a billion pieces. We were done. So it was...
But it's going to come back stronger. We're going to go to a 24-hour Thunderhill pretty soon, so stay tuned for that one.
Stay tuned for that. That'll be good. We did a bunch of work to that Mini Cooper, getting it dialed, make sure it shifts
so
proper.
Much work.
And it should be better, even though it's still horrendous. It should be much better, and it probably will be really fun to drive.
Yeah, can't wait. It's gonna be so fun.
Say horrendous.
Because you're there.
Because it is horrendous.
Because it's your car, Keenan. Keenan.
Look at it. Insert clip of Mini Cooper.
Yeah,
it's horrendous.
That's
what it's for.
It's back here. Can you guys see it? And he loves it. He loves designing the crap out of that car. It looks like a 5-year-old painted it.
Spray paint.
Yeah.
FD Irwindale.
Final. Round 8.
Round,
one of my favorite rounds.
We were feeling. What did we qualified like? I don't know. We qualified decent.
Yeah.
I don't really remember what it was. Where did we get knocked out? I don't even remember.
Turk.
That lead Turk. I don't know if you watched this, but that was a good one, dude.
So yeah, I think we led him first, didn't we? We led. Then I went to chase him.
Yep.
I bumped him on inside clip 2. They blamed it on me, and that was that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I should have sucked a little bit less, or a lot less in that case. So yeah, I mean, it was one of those years. It was super tricky. We had that podium in Seattle. The FD season was good. We ended up 9th overall, top 10. We're relatively happy. We did 6th place overall in 2022. So the first time ever in my drifting career I've moved backwards, which really pissed me off, to be honest with you. So we're coming out swinging in 2024, and we already have the comp car's already been on the dyno. We already got the fresh motor in it. This thing is ready to go, and it is January 16th right now. So we're stoked up. Okay, so moving on.
Gridlife, Laguna Seca.
Laguna Seca.
Dude, monumental stuff.
Yeah, this was one of the most epic events that we've ever been to. This is like I was telling everybody, last time I was there was for a MotoGP race in 2003. I was like 11. It was pretty awesome. So to be able to go back there and then being able to attend and drive in one of the first ever events to let anybody drift that track was absolutely epic. So we were on our best behavior, making sure that we didn't upset anybody out there, trying not to fly off the track as best we could as drifters, and just had an epic weekend. Did a bunch of ride-alongs, burned up all the GT radial tires that we had, and just had an absolute blast. So checking those big epic road courses off this year. So that was pretty sick. SEMA and PRI. We're going to roll that into one because it's basically the same thing. One's in Vegas, which is not really cold, and then the other one is in Indy, which is really cold. So brought the comp car out to both of them, had an epic time.
Right, yeah, PRI, Indianapolis. We also got to see our HQ. Calumet's the umbrella, the parent company.
Over Row Purple.
Row Purple, and a bunch of other brands that you may know and have in your house as we speak.
So we went by there, showed off the comp car for a little bit, met a bunch of people, hung out, had a blast with everybody out there. Everybody loves seeing the race car and everything. So super good time in Indy. It's always cold, but it's always a good time. We're trying to behave ourselves as best we can. Number 17, Japan RSR Drift Festival. So we sent our turbo diesel wagon out to Japan. After we did the Mint 400, we did some cooling upgrades to it, sent that thing on a boat. It was gone for over 2 months. We flew to Japan, 12 hours on a plane, plus another 2-hour leapfrog over to Suzuka Twin Circuit. We show up to the track, and sure enough, here comes the D-Standing Lagoon rolling in on a Japanese, like, crazy, like, tilting bed cab thing truck. It was pretty sick. So ran the event over there, drove with some absolutely legendary Japanese drivers, and just, I mean, I don't think it could have gone any better. Like, it it was absolutely epic. A little bit of drama during the competition. Nobutaro Taniguchi ended up bumping me, which broke the rear trailing arm in the car, and we had to get a little bit custom to get it back together. And we didn't really have any spares, so we were just kind of along for the ride. But sick event, can't wait to go back, and the diesel car is still gone, and we're not supposed to get it back until the end of February. So this car is going to be gone for like 5, maybe even almost 6 months by the time we get it back. So kind of crazy, but that thing is sitting on a boat in the middle of the ocean as we speak, which is nuts.
Yep.
Winter Jam.
Winter Jam, Sonoma. That's usually like the end of the year. Like that event's like a kind of a fun event that we do. But yeah, took the E36 out there, took a bunch of tires, and more or less did the same thing. Burnt up a bunch of tires with a bunch of cool people and good friends. Chuggy and the Roach Boys were out there, so it's always good to hang out with them.
Sac City Boys, ripping
Sac
the Z's.
City, yeah.
They're always killing it. We love to see those boys. And then actually on Friday, we got there a little bit early, and Farouk set up for us. We were going to go and drift the entire track. So yet again, one of the first drift crews to be able to show up and drift the entirety of Sonoma Raceway. So 36 just takes a licking and just keeps ripping, dude. I cannot believe that thing. The amount of abuse that car has seen this year is unbelievable, and it didn't miss a beat. So we whooped on that thing all weekend, no issues whatsoever, and just had an awesome Winter Jam. That event's pretty sick, so can't wait to go back next year. That's our December things.
We're going to do a solo rider, though, apparently, because Kennan's sitting it out. He said he's not going to do it anymore.
Winter Jam.
Winter Jam.
Maybe.
He's not feeling it, he said. But it's okay. We're feeling it still, so that's good. Number 19, Christmas break / UTV.
Yep.
Tell us about that one.
So at the end of the year, after we did Winter Jam, I was like, I'm out. Disappeared. I took the side-by-side and my dirt bikes, my mini bikes and all that stuff. I ripped up to my parents' house up in the Reno, Nevada area. Went and kicked it up there, ripped around the turbo-modified UTV that we have, sponsored by Slime. So that thing was really a big shakedown. So Kenan and I were co-owners of this side-by-side with Chris Forsberg. We ended up buying Chris Forsberg out of the deal, and then we broke that vehicle when we were down racing the Nora in 2021, so it's basically been sitting broken for a couple years. So we thought it'd be a good investment. We bought it, we bought Chris out of it, we paid to fix it, and that was really just a shakedown for the UTV. So we took it up there and had a blast with it, try not to abuse it too much, but it was super, super fun to have that thing. Rode dirt bikes every day, shot some guns, hung out. It was an absolute blast and a really, really good reset. So I think I was up there from the 21st or 22nd through the new year, and then came back, and then we've just been cranking ever since, building 2Js, K24s, all sorts of good stuff. So all these different items that we were talking about, we pretty much have a separate video for every single one of these events. So if any one of these piqued your interest, go search around on my YouTube channel. Everything's pretty well organized. Go ahead and check out some of those videos. Like, subscribe, follow along. Do us a huge favor. We'd really appreciate that. So keep following along if you want some more. See you on the next one.